Hello guys, Brad here, the Aussie truckie, traversing Highway 31 once again. That's a Tesla. Back with Aussie truckie story time. This isn't a whinge session or a complaint, it's more just an education with a little story that happened to me a while ago. I see it all the time, people not so much tailgating but just following real close to trucks, or when they go to overtake they come out and they sit right at the back wheels. Anyone that's seen Mythbusters when they'd done a story on, I think, the recap letting go and flying back into a car window or onto a motorcycle proved to be quite horrific, the damage that cap done to the tyre, to the car and the motorbike. But there's no need. We're restricted to 100k an hour. We can't go any faster unless it's downhill, of course. You can keep on going faster. Your speed limit's 110. When you pull out to overtake, keep on going, send it. Don't sit back there, because accidents happen and might not be through any fault of the truck or yourself. Anyone that travels the highway, you can see how much roadkill's laying around. Animals, alive or dead, even dead animals on the road cause just as many issues as if they're alive. Blown chunks of tyre, debris, just general debris off tradies, utes, trucks that haven't had their load secured. Anything could be a possibility, endless possibilities. So, not too far down the highway from here, a place called Womargama, and I was dropping down just past Blue Metal, and there was a Toyota Camry, like a late 90s Toyota Camry. Might have been the early 2000s when they changed body styles. But follow on right behind me. Anyway, I was driving along and noticed something white right in the middle of the road, probably about 3 foot long, about that big. Ended up being a piece of aluminium steel. I'm guessing it's aluminium because if it was steel, what happened next probably wouldn't have happened, but I've sort of straddled it and went over it, and it's gone straight onto the back, and the trailer has flicked it up straight into the front of this car, this Camry. And I'm sort of watching all this happen and going, I can see what's going to happen here, and fair enough, next minute lights are flashing and he's waving out the window for me to pull over, so I pull over, and I didn't notice much damage to the front of the car. Again, if it was aluminium it would have been easy for just the wind of the truck going over it to pick it up, but I didn't see a lot of damage on the car anyway. Next minute this bloke's out abusing me. Oh, what kind of maintenance do you do on your trucks if stuff can fall off it? And I sat there for about 2 minutes listening to him ranting on before just saying, mate, there's dash cam in the truck, the piece of stuff was on the road, I've straddled it so it didn't hit me tyre and pop a tyre, and hopefully by not clipping with a tyre it wouldn't have spat up, but it did in the long run anyway. I said, I gave him the company, we done the license, transfer of details, that sort of thing. I said, if you don't believe me, you can get the cops to ring the employee and bring up the footage from the cameras in the truck, and you'll see this bit of debris in the road. Because he was right behind me, I could have indicated and gone over the other side lane, which would have left him there and he still would have hit it, or he would have followed me out, then I would have been blocking him. A no-win situation, whatever the outcome was anyway. Whatever I did, I straddled the bit of steel with the hope of not damaging the truck, and it's damaged the car behind. And that was about it. I think I let the boss know when I got back that it had happened, and insurance details have been change of hands. And then it would have been a couple of months. Next minute there's a letter that comes in the mail from the insurance company of that driver, requesting that I pay the $4.5 grand to pay for damages for the car. Anyway, I didn't think much of it. I said, well, let's, even though it had my name, obviously I gave him my license details and everything, and only a company name and a contact number there. He, whether the insurance company had tried to ring the employer or not, they've decided to send me the bill. And $4,500 I thought was a bit steep anyway, but rang the, I'll hand the paperwork over and then didn't think much more of it. A couple more weeks go by, another urgent letter. Please pay or contact us, need to sort this out. And it was about that time I ended up ringing him. I gave the letter to the boss and ended up ringing him and said, what's the go here? Oh, because you're the driver, you're responsible. Pretty much blame the truck driver, and we need you to pay this straight away so we can get the work fixed. Well, I said, for a start, well, it didn't look like it was that much damage in the first place, and this would have been 2012, 2013, maybe even 2014. So it would have been 2001, 2002 Camry, so it's already over 10 years old. And they charge for a brand new bonnet, brand new front nose clip, radiator supports, the whole grill, all that sort of stuff, and that's where the $4,500 come from. Instead of just saying, well, the car runs, cosmetically there's a little scratch here and there or whatever else, but no, that's what they're charging. I said, well, I was a driver, I'm not paying it. Once again gave them the boss's name and number, and they said, oh, we've tried to contact him. And I said, rightio, well, I'll let him know and pass this letter on to him and we'll try again. So end up going and have a sit down with the boss and saying, hey, this is what's happening. You need to contact them and get onto this, because I'm not paying. I haven't got $4,500 at all to pay in the first place, and it was an accident. There shouldn't be, our insurance, the TAC or whatever should be covering that, not the insurance. But anyway, that story short, I think we ended up having to pay the $4,500 through insurance to get the car fixed, all because he was travelling close enough behind me that he couldn't react and avoid this piece of steel when it flew out of the back of the trailer. The customer coming up here now, we'll see how he goes overtaking. We've got either a tradie or a cocky, someone that's got a trailer on here. And here we are, we're on a downhill run, so I'm sitting right on 100. He can do 110. He's caught me coming up over the top of the hill when I didn't have to back off. And he's just sitting there. Very close to where we are right now. Early one morning, I've had a BMW beside me doing the same thing, creeping up slowly. And a kangaroo has jumped across. He's come across. I've tapped his tail with my driver's side bull bar, and it spun right as the BMW's where this guy is now down beside me. And I've only seen one headlight after that, so I'm guessing it smashed the front light out. But he pulled over and I've never seen him again after that. Luckily, in those days, the truck and trailer had no company name on the side of it. Otherwise, there might have been another phone call. But that's just why I tell the wife, get going, do 115, get past the trucks, give them plenty of room, because you cannot see around them, you can't see through them, you've got no idea what's going on around a truck. So we've got an example here. We're going to get up close to this Roadmaster. At the moment, because we're going around a bit of a corner, I can see what's sort of on the fog line in the emergency lane, what's ahead of him. But apart from that, I can't see bugger all. And people get a lot closer than this, both cars and trucks. See it all the time on the city freeways, out here in the country. It even happens to me sometimes. They sit right up my butt, and you think if I got to put my foot on the brake, by the time they react, they'll be up their arse. But people sit this close to a truck, and you got no idea what's coming out, what's going to be beside him. So don't sit that close to a truck. Once you get about 30-40 metres, you can't see around him anymore, get out in the fast lane and overtake. A couple more cars are coming on us now, we'll see what they do. This Mercedes is in a hurry, so he's not going to hang around for too much. See, that's fine, straight past. Off you go on your day. I suppose quickly too, while this four-wheel drive's coming up, the other thing I see a lot, nearly once a day, but it's that hard, I'd have to film every car that drove past just to capture it, is people with their feet on the dashboard with a car. Now, I've talked to length now about stuff jumping out in front of you, debris on the road. 9 times out of 10, none of that stuff's going to set an airbag off. But if it does, if that's something does jump out in the front and sets the airbags off, and your feet are up like that above the airbag, it's going to push your legs back that fast, it's going to snap you back in half at the hips. I'm sure it's happened to people. That stuff's going to make you bloody paraplegic just like that. Yes, it might be comfy. I tend to see it more with the ladies than the gents, more so because the ladies are probably built a bit better to be able to get your legs up that high, but I've seen dudes do it as well. They put the seat right back and put the feet up on the dash, or even sometimes I see feet out the window. But don't do it. Going kangaroo, something jumps across the front of this truck and you're down here and you can't see past the truck, you got nowhere to go. You either into the side of the truck or swerve out into the middle, which is the direction the kangaroo's going, and it'll probably make it worse. That airbag goes off and bang, next minute you're a pocket knife closed up and probably stuck in a wheelchair for the rest of your life. It's just not worth it. Not worth it at all.
The outlaw run is an endless one. It's a hungry night where wrong is right and the race is done when the race is won. In the morning sun, just looking to the light. In our mind, you know, with a ticket for the win. I'm behind you now, and you can never win. I'm behind you now, and your days are getting thin. I'm behind you now, with a ticket for the win. And the bandit's time is a borderline that's only crossed when the game is lost. And the hunter's lot is a single shot when the sun is hot and the dice are tossed.